I wish I knew like foreign languages so I could say something like, bonsoir, mon amis, but I don't know what that means. So I might be saying something stupid. Hello, everybody, in English. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Squarespace, which we were talking about before the podcast even began. So we're not bullshitting you when we tell you it's awesome. Powerful Nick YOUSSEF uses Squarespace. Brian's made at least 20 or 30 websites, right? If you had to guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. It's super easy to do. It used to be a huge pain in the ass if you wanted to get a website. Unless you were super lucky and knew some guy who was awesome and was easy to deal with, like me. I found an awesome guy. But if you, my friend Menthol. But if you don't find that, you're fucked. You gotta try to learn coding yourself. Good luck. Good luck. It's difficult. And it used to be really difficult to mash things up. Like for one browser, it would look great, but then you would see it in Safari, it would look all wonky. Or, it'd work good with a Windows, but it wouldn't work with a Mac or whatever it was. There was always issues with compatibility, like iPhone compatibility. A lot of times that would be squirrely. Squarespace, they have it set up where your website will work on everything. It'll work on an Android phone. It'll work on an iPad. It'll work on one of those tablets of unknown origin that you run various operating systems on. It just fucking works. Works awesome. You can set up an online store. Super easy to do. Just point and click, drag and drop. They have 24/7 support. It's simple, easy, beautiful designs, and it looks completely professional. Like, look at this website. He's slapping together a website right now, a Nick YOUSSEF website. And he can do it like that. It comes out like you hired somebody, like you spent a lot of money, and you can bang them out quick. They just got it wired. They figured it out. Like, there's no need to go anywhere else anymore. You can make your own shit, especially if you're even remotely creatively inclined, but you were just technologically ignorant, If that was the case, this is super easy to use. Squarespace has a logo creator. You can create a clean, simple logo design for yourself in minutes. For a free trial and 10% off your first purchase, go to squarespace.com and enter in the code word Joe. Squarespace, a better web, starts with your website. That's what they make you say. That's their part.
It's really easy. It's so drag and drop. Like, if you want a map, like, say, if you have a store and you want a Google Map.
No,
like,
I love them.
I'm going to drag it right there.
Yeah, it's great.
If I get some time, I want to make my own website. It's fun.
I made mine in like 4 hours.
Yeah.
But the one you just made is better than mine.
We're also brought to you by Ting. I got my new Ting phone here. Ting which is the official. I got the Galaxy S5.
Oh, no shit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I just got it. I'm a phone whore. Here's my little phone whore device. It's a dope little phone. I like the fact that it's waterproof. That's pretty slick.
That's the new thing. They're all becoming waterproof. It makes so much more sense.
Fuck yeah, you can drop this phone in water, dude.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's just like, what? Gets out of the water. What, bitch? Water resistant. Some of them are actually waterproof.
Right.
I believe there's a Sony that's actually waterproof, which is pretty fantastic. Ting is a website, or Ting's a mobile service company that uses Sprint. What they do is you buy your phone from them, and then they handle all the rest. It all goes through the Sprint backbone, but you do it by their rules, and their rules are just a lot fairer, a lot easier for people to digest. I think everybody enjoys paying for things that are worth it. It's nice when you go to a good restaurant and you get a nice meal and you pay for it. You feel good about it. It was like a good experience. Like, that was great. You leave there, whatever you spent was totally worth it. It's always a shitty feeling when, even if you enjoy something, if you feel like you got fucked over, or you feel like it's too much, or you feel like it's not fair. And for the longest time, the way cell phone companies have done business has irked a lot of people. One of the things being that you pay for your minutes. Like, you have like this thing like 120 minutes. But if you don't use that 120 minutes, you don't get any money back. Like, that money's just gone. Like, all that time is out in the ether. And Ting was like, well, why do you have to pay for shit you're not using? How about this? How about we work out a really simple way to do it where most people would save money, and we just do it by the minute. Like, whatever you use, that's what you pay for. If you don't use that much, you pay less. And if you want to save money, use your fucking phone less. Like, you could really do that. And Ting figured out how to do it. And I think that all cell phone companies in the future are probably going to follow that model. I think it's going to be one of those things like, remember you used to pay for roaming? You'd get in your phone and you'd drive 20 minutes, or you get in your car rather, and you have your phone on you. 20 minutes outside of the city, you'd be roaming. So it cost you like some ridiculous amount of money. Where'd all that go? All that shit went away. It had to go away because companies like Ting come along and they come up with a better way to do it. And that's what I feel.
I think the whole minute thing is going to go away soon. Because I was just thinking, how many minutes a month I use on my cell phone talking.
Yeah,
I barely talk on my phone. I could
think
probably
you use a minute a month.
I bet 10 minutes a month, no doubt. I bet I use 10 minutes a month.
that they charge for data now in the same way they used to charge for minutes.
Yeah,
Because minutes are like nothing.
yeah, minutes are nothing anymore.
I still don't totally understand why data is expensive. It's confusing to me. Like, I get storing it would be expensive, and boy, I don't understand it. I mean, is it electricity being used? I mean, what is being used? There's bandwidth, right?
Yeah.
But what exactly is bandwidth? Like, this is
I
how
have no
stupid I
idea.
am. This is how stupid I am on something that I rely on a daily basis. I don't know jack shit about how the internet works.
Yeah, you're pretty much paying to use computers to transfer data to you. So
Okay.
it's using computers. It's way overpriced than it should be, definitely.
Well, I don't know about all that. Because imagine if you had to reset it up yourself. Hey, you know, the internet, they quit.
Right.
Everybody quit. Time to make a new internet.
Yeah.
How much would it cost? How could you ever come up with 4G on your own?
Yeah.
No, we need these fuckers. I don't know how they're
It
doing
would be
this.
smoke signals for me. That's the next step. I'm like, there's no internet. I guess I'm yelling and starting fires.
Yelling louder.
We should be so happy that there are people out there that are way smarter than us that figured that fucking thing out. We should be so happy. You know?
Yeah.
We would have never figured out the internet. There's some like that just the evidence that the internet is real. That is one of the best evidences that there are people that are just so far beyond how fucking smart you think smart is. It's like, remember when you were like 5 or 6 years old, you had like, a lot of times you had like this one kid in the neighborhood that maybe was like a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger than the other kids. And when you would play with them on the field, like you'd get like bummed out, like you'd get knocked over and shit. Like, remember what you thought that was? Like that was a strong little kid. But if you were there right now, you'd be like, get out of here, you little fuck. Stop knocking into everybody. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I was more scared that he had freckles or something like that.
Yeah, you'd be like, get out of here, you fucking little weirdo. Don't be mean to me. I'm a grown-ass man. But that's what I feel like technologically and just the mental capacity of a super genius in comparison to me. I feel like if I'm that little kid and like if I tried to figure out how the fuck they figured out the internet, I'd just be like, oh, my brain doesn't work that good. I can't talk to you.
Yeah.
You're freaking me out, man. You know, if you went into one of those dudes' offices and they had all those crazy like Goodwill Hunting shit on the wall, and he's doing those equations that fucking nobody understands.
Yeah.
You know, that they'll work on for years. You know,
Even the professor didn't.
Yeah.
He's like, how did you? I
what
didn't
the
even
fuck?
know that.
Yeah, remember like in Goodwill Hunting, the fucking the janitor fixes the problem. They leave it open so the janitor can work on the problem. Really?
Yeah, what if he just erased it?
What if he's just crazy?
Yeah.
He's not. Why are you a janitor, bitch? This is a stupid story. You're a super genius janitor? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You're smarter than anybody. You can figure out these equations and nobody else can, and you're also beautiful.
Right.
What are the odds?
And charming.
What
and
are
funny
the
and all this
odds?
stuff.
Anyway, rogan.ting.com. Go get a phone. They're awesome. They have all the best Android phones. And like I said, this one I got that's waterproof is the Galaxy S5.
That's gonna make the drought worse.
The Galaxy S5 is going to make
Because you'll
the
be
drought worse?
texting in the shower for like 2 hours.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I'll
People are
just
going
be
to
like-
start not worrying about like the pool and shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, remember when they were dipping phones? There was like a company that would dip them, like dip your iPhone, and then they would send it back to you and it'd essentially be waterproof.
That's
that
probably
all-
that's probably what they did with these. They probably just dipped them.
Maybe. But
Did
did
that
that
work?
totally work? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did that work? Does anybody know if that worked?
I think for water resistance, it has to work. It's not
Just dipping it.
I mean, you could
work.
drop your phone in a toilet like all of us have, and it still work. You know, so the dipping it. I mean, even if it's 99% accurate, it's still probably gonna, work enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet the fine print is like 20 pages long.
Right.
Like it's gonna be under 4 minutes and all these other things.
Yeah. It's probably got to be like under 30 meters or something like that. They probably have what's like a good waterproof depth for a watch. So because they have squirrely little rules. So they'll say water resistant up to 30 meters. Like, well, listen, bitch, is this waterproof or not?
Right.
I guess it's like water pressure. Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
That shit's legit. I mean, it hurts your ears. Probably would fuck with your phone, too. Makes sense. Anyway, rogan.ting.com. Go there and save $25 off a new Ting phone. You dirty savages. And last but not least, we're brought to you by Onnit.com. It's ONNIT. Onnit is what you would call it, a human optimization website. We sell strength and conditioning equipment. We sell delicious snacks and foods like the Warrior Bar, which is this. Somebody actually brought this up, and I think this is an important point. Somebody brought this up to me on Twitter. There's no added nitrates in these Buffalo bars, but there's naturally occurring nitrates that occur in sea salt and in celery. So that's something to consider. And also, like, I don't know whether or not, like I was saying on this this ad before, when I would read it before, one of the points is that it has no nitrates. And I don't know exactly if nitrates are actually bad for you in natural form. I don't know if they're bad for you in sea salt form or bad for you in celery, or if it's just an amount thing. And I think that's a good question for Dr. Rhonda Patrick. And she's going to be coming back. We're exchanging emails, so hopefully I can get an answer from her on this kind of stuff. When it comes to health and anything anything that's controversial, diets and and supplementation and things along those lines, I can't stress enough. If you got any questions about that kind of shit, you got to Google it and you got to read both sides. It's not comfortable to do. It's annoying. Like, say if you think that, like, taking vitamin D is good for you. And you're like, well, let me go through. Oh, there's a bunch of papers that say vitamin D is good for you. You got to read vitamin D is bad for you. You got to read, is vitamin D bad for you? And read that, too. Read whatever papers, whatever studies they have. If you don't, you're kind of guessing. Or if you know someone like Rhonda Patrick, you can ask her. That's why she's awesome.
Isn't nitrates what make you have boners?
No, that's nitric oxide. Boy, I'm glad you're not a fucking doctor. Imagine. You gave him some shit that makes beef jerky, dude. No wonder his dick didn't get hard.
And is vitamin D bad for you?
No, vitamin D is excellent for you.
I was gonna say
It's the thing that